Hi there, thanks for joining me back in the garage. Got a lovely little treat today, and it's this little chap. So this is the THINKDIAG diagnostic dongle. We're going to give it a good check out, see how good it is. It's one that connects to your smartphone. Let's get it out of the packet and have a quick look. These come into about £79, I think, on the internet. I'll put links in the description for it if it's any good, and we'll see what it is. This comes from the family Moocar. They've got a few diagnostic scanners. I did do the Moocar tester review, and we gave that one away in our prize draw. So you never know, at some point this one could be doing the same thing. I do like to, pass this stuff on once we've used it. Here we go. So what we got, some instructions, more instructions, and the dongle itself. Ooh, that's quite nice. It's a quite nice looking bit of kit. Little bit of weight to it, so maybe it's got a battery in there, so it's got a little bit of power of its own. This does do bi-directional by all accounts, so it'll be interesting to see how we get on. There's not a lot more to say about that. Let's download the app and plug it in and see what we get. So straight to the iPhone, we'll click on the App Store, search bar down at the bottom, and then we type in THINKDIAG, and it comes up there. Plus, click on Get, and let it do its thing. Double click the sidebar there, and it will download it to your phone. It's all free. Open, allow the notifications, register now at the bottom, and then pop in your email address and they'll send you a code through to your email. Click on the agree button and continue. Check your email and you'll get a code. Look, that's my code. Reopen the app and tap the code in. Then you need to just create a username and password and sign in. Any old username that you want to use, it don't really matter. Once you've opened the app, we've just got to connect the dongle now, so we need to go to the car and plug it in. Right, here we go then. I'll pop that off. Got a little dongle there. We'll pop it in. Oh, it lights up green. That's nice. And we'll pop the ignition on. Then we go back to the app and we click on that little plus with the Bluetooth at the top. We activate it. Click the activate button, and then you got to put the serial number in. Now on the instructions, there's a sticker with the serial number and the activation code. So we'll click that and then press activate. We've already installed it, so we click already installed, and it takes us through to the app. And it's got all the stuff you need to know on here. You've got the coverage information, we've got the all system diagnostics, which is where we're going to go. You've also got maintenance functions. It'll do an automatic VIN search on the car, and it's found the car, BMW. It automatically uploads the software that you need. It's got all the car details, and then we can go into a report here. So what we're going to do is do a system scan. We've got all sorts of other stuff there as well we can look at in a bit. It took, do you see the count going up there? 2 minutes, 11 seconds to find all the ECUs on the car, which is not too bad. It's not the fastest, it's not the slowest. We'll confirm that. Then we'll read a fault code. And this is what we've got on the car at the minute, which is great. We know those two. And we click the little question mark by the side of that 4AE5 code, and it will take us straight through to Google and give you like Google answers to what's wrong with your car, which is a really clever, really good bit of kit. We'll close that down though, because we don't want to go into that just yet. But it's a nice feature. If we have a look at this, we've got read data streams, and it gives us some information on components in the fuel system we can have a quick look at. Fuel temperature, fuel pressure rail there. This is just two of many. If we go into the OBD, we get all of the sensors on the engine as well. So you can check the fuel temperature there. Shows you what that is. If I just rev the engine, it'll alter it slightly. Fuel rail pressure, and you can see there it goes up as I rev the engine. It's very, very quick. From the rev to the appearing on the screen, it's instant. There's no lag on it at all. It is very, very good. And there we go, more sensors there. We can check battery voltage, alternator load, engine speed, coolant temperature. and we can put all those up onto the screen and see what they're all doing. If you click on the right hand side, you've got the graphs as well, so you can put all this information into graphs. You can't do multiple layers on the graph, so you can only put one thing up at once, which it's nice to compare results. If you've got wheel sensors, it's nice to put them, you know, all up at the same time, but on this you can only do one at a time unless you're looking at the numbers. But the actual graph is very nice and very responsive, so yeah, I can't grumble at that at all. We'll go back out of that and we'll have a look at the what we're going to go into now. Exhaust emissions. Let's have a look at exhaust emissions. And we've got the DPF. You can look at the state of the DPF, remaining distance on DPF, mileage since it was regenerated. So there's lots of information about this. We can request a regeneration. On this vehicle, once you've requested the regeneration, you have to take it for a drive, and it does it whilst you drive. You have to drive at a steady speed for about 15 miles or so for it to do a full regen on it. We've got the catalyst temperatures there, pre and post, which again is very accurate. It goes up as you rev the engine. And we can go back to the beginning. We'll look at the all system diagnostics. System selection, into the drivetrain, engine control module, and then that will take us through some special functions. What have we got? Replace a particular filter. So if you have actually put a new one on there, or your car is saying that you do need a new one and it's reached its end of life, you can reset it on this and put it back to 0, so you haven't got to buy a new DPF filter, which is exactly what I did with this one. And that's the DPF that I took off it. I didn't replace it, but if you have a look inside it, if you look inside there, look how clean it is. It's absolutely spotless. So it didn't need changing, it just needed resetting, which is what I did using the OBD dongle. That's how many miles I've got left on this DPF. Yeah, the lifespan on these DPFs is around 250,000 kilometres, and once that's gone you need to do a reset on it. Right, let's have a look at the anti-lock braking system. We'll zip into that ECU and see what we can get. And if we have a look at here, we've got some actuations. We can do the pump. All off your phone, it's great, isn't it? There's another function on it that could be really useful, and I remember when I was working on an M3, an E36, and the ABS pump was giving us problems. When you slam the brakes on, the back brake locked up and caused the car to well, almost lose control. Turned out the pipes to the ABS pump weren't on the right way around. It got flexible hoses, you could put them on a multitude of ways. It had the ABS pump replaced, and somebody had put the pipes on the wrong way around. If I'd got this app on here, it would have made my life so much easier, because you can actually do mix up brake line check. So if you click on that, you can actually perform a test where it will lock out individual wheels, and you can jack each wheel up and see if the right one is actually locked up, and it's telling you whether you've got the pipes on the right way round on the brake control unit, on the ABS unit. How clever is that? We can also do fault codes. There's nothing stored in there at the minute. We can read the data stream, so we can look at this and hopefully get into the wheel speed sensors. There we go. And we can move the car about and actually pick up, well, speed signals, so we can tell if the ABS rings are faulty. The ABS sensor's not working. Really, really useful. We can also check then the switches. We've got a switch there, and anything that's got a switch on it, it'll let us have a look at. Brake fluid, brake light, parking brake switch. SRS, we can go into the airbags. Have a look at this. Got no fault codes in there. We can do a general search, and we can look at the seat belts, the airbags. Right, let's have a look at some coding, see what we've got. CS FRM, we've not replaced it. We're not programming a complete control unit. We're just going to have a look and see if there's anything we can alter. We'll go to the instrument cluster, have a quick peek at that. Is there anything we can recode? It's saying it's going to recode something, and so I've just coded the dashboard. It just recoded the unit, and it's lost the time and everything, but it didn't give me any options to change anything. Bit disappointing, that one, but let's go and have a look at some parking sensors, see what we've got in here, see if it'll cheer me up a bit. So I've been having troubles with one of the parking sensors on the car, and we can actually do a test on that as well, and we can see individual parking sensors. So if we go into the parking distance control, confirm that, and then we go for read data stream, distance sensors. The rear ones, this hasn't got front ones, it shows everyone, but you just pick the ones you want. So we've got rear, which has got 4 on it there. Confirm that. and it tells us the distances. Now you have to put the car into reverse, and it actually then gives us the readout of what it's seeing. And from that I can see it's when it gets wet, when one of my sensors gets wet, it causes a problem, and it's the rear center left. So now I can see that, I can go and rectify the problem, replace the sensor or clean it, and yeah, job done. Clever though, isn't it? Again, really good feature. Right, let's have a look at the footwell module and see what this one's going to be doing for us. We've got a couple of faults there, which is to do with the lights. I did have an indicator issue on the back, but that's all cleared and rectified, so I can delete those faults. It also told me that one of my front side lights was blown, and again I replaced that, so that was all good. Now we can do something with the windows here. We can check the windows out. So we can select initialize power for the window regulators, confirm it, and then we pick which one you want. We'll go for the passenger side. Oh, there it goes. Like I say, great for checking your switches, and also if you've got the anti-trap mechanism or you've replaced the rubbers on it, it actually relearns the window pattern as it goes up and down. So really good feature. Right, fuel pump. You can go into the fuel pump on the car. This is the low pressure pump. To bleed this system, you can go into an actuation test for it and get it working. Click on the activate button in the bottom for 20 seconds. Which, when I did the timing belt and took the injectors out, we needed to do a bleed on the fuel system, which means getting the fuel pump working for a couple of minutes and pumping the fuel through the high pressure pump to clear it out, clear all the air out. And if we go into the actuation test on this one, we can actually go to the fuel pump and we can activate the fuel pump. There it goes, which is pumping the fuel, priming the system. There's not many of these units that can do that, so really powerful feature. And what we'll do is just check the fault codes for that system, make sure we've not thrown any in, messing about with it, and there's nothing there, which is great. Another issue you sometimes have, the steering lock on these is electronic. It's got an electronic module that locks the steering. It's got a lifespan on it, so it's programmed in that it will last so long. So many thousand locks. We can actually release and delete that from here, so it thinks it's got a new one on it. Yeah, because the steering wheel can just lock up and you can't get it started. It won't release. So we can delete that, release it, back to square one. Another problem solved. Right, let's go back into this maintenance function, see what we've got in here. You have to download these individually. Once they're in though, the phone will remember them, the injectors. BMW. And this has given us injector numbers of each one that's logged into the car. We can redo those. If we're changing the injectors, we can put new numbers in. These diesel injectors are all coded, so every one has its own specific code. They're stamped onto the injectors, and that's all you need to know. You just copy that into the program. Right, let's have a look at oil. This will do your oil maintenance resets on the dashboard. We can go into BMW, and it allows us then to do corrections, maintenance resets. We've got DPF. We can download a specific program for that on the 3 Series BMW, and it should, again, like we did before, it's just another way into letting you do regenerations and telling you about it. AOBD functions. This is, again, a more simplistic way of getting all the information for your data streams. This is just engine management alone, but they're all there. Every single sensor that you could wish to look at, it's all on there. It's very comprehensive. You've got the store if you want to buy more stuff, if you want to update your software. It comes in at $70 a year for the full package. The unit won't stop working, but if you want to renew, that's what it's going to cost. And then history, we've just told you about all the previous cars that you've used. Saves you putting all the details in every time. Well, what about that then? I say that is probably the best dongle that I've tried so far. Easy use, just the way the program really flowed, it was quite nice. And it feels like a really good bit of kit. It does, it's nice. I like the light on it. It's just a bit doody. It goes, you plug it in, it goes blue when it's connected to the Bluetooth. Seamlessly quick, fast. Yeah, I find it good. It's not using Wi-Fi, it's using the Bluetooth, so you haven't got to go to your phone and turn the Wi-Fi, switching it from your network to the dongle. So I like the idea that it is using Bluetooth. Yeah, and it did work really well. The bi-directional stuff, we've got the windows going up and down. It was controlling a few bits and pieces. Pretty good. You could do the injectors and look at all of the bits and bobs. So it was a powerful bit of kit. Not bad at all. Not bad for the money. If you enjoyed the video, if it's been of use to you, drop me a little thumbs up, like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.
Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 Wake up, today's gonna be a good day.